Jen said, oh, okay. Yeah, and I decided you out of your topics, I think you have one is organization management and the coordination of projects and events. So I said, well, for busy leaders, I think, because everybody is so busy. So, and then I also tailored this talk and I have more words here. So you don't have to listen and taking notes, and then you can just have everything. So maybe after the presentation, I'll be happy to share this with you. So you can have all the information. Oh, it's a recorded. That's good. Yes. Since
Thank
it's
you.
recorded, that's good. Yes. Okay. Now, without further ado, I'm going to start my presentation. Okay. And that's the title. My talking points, I think there are four. I do a brief introduction of the topic here, and also a little bit about myself. And then in addition to Jane's introduction, kind introduction, and I'll talk about some strategies, and then share some resources, and then we open up for Q&As. So that's today's talk. Okay. I still name because I know non-native English speaking English teachers is not politically correct. However, before we really get there, we're still considered so-called non-native English, the speakers of English teachers. So I'll talk a little bit about my journey. That was me when I was young, and then about 35, and I was in the university. And about 38 years ago, as a young EFL teacher full of dreams, so I left China, crossed the ocean, went to Canada, Toronto, to pursue a graduate study at the University of Toronto, the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education. It was in Toronto that I've met many wonderful professors and colleagues and cohort students. And it was also in Toronto I experienced echo. There's some echo. Okay, I experienced firsthand the struggles, the challenges of immigrants, refugees, and then non-native English speakers living in North America. That kind of discrimination, the challenges, English language learning, all the things. That really helped me to build my capacity as an English language, a teacher educator. So, and then I became the first doctoral student received a PhD in applied linguistics and the curriculum instruction from OISE University of Toronto as the first Chinese student from mainland China. So that they had their first doctoral student with me. And then you can imagine the challenges. And today I have had a lot of wonderful opportunities doing teacher training, working with adult English language learners, and also received a Fulbright senior scholarship from the United Department of States of USA, working as a Fulbright senior scholar doing teacher training. That was the teacher training I was doing in back in Taiwan in 2021, 22. And then in 2025, I was elected as president of TESOL International Association, the first immigrant, bilingual, female Asian that got elected as president of TESOL International Association in TESOL's 50 years history. But you know that we have a wonderful news that Hong Kong, that from Africa, and that has been elected as the first African TESOL president. You know that he is going to be inaugurated the coming year, 2025, in Long Beach. Really congratulations to African ELT and then to this part of the world. And then the field is growing. So today I've had wonderful opportunities. And then these are some of the TESOL past presidents. We have this annual luncheon at the TESOL convention. And also, and this one I was working with students and I got interviewed by some journals and QQ, the largest the media center in China. And then like Jane mentioned, in 2021, the US Department of State English language programs recognized me as one of the 30 English language specialists who have made a long-lasting impact to the field of TESOL. So I'm just like you. I'm one of the teachers and I'm working with students, working with teachers, dedicated. All of you are leaders. I see you are all leaders, great colleagues. So when Jane asked me to do a workshop, I was so delighted. I said, of course, I'll be very happy to do it for, for our tenure. Yes. I'm going to talk about, now I'm coming back to the main topic. There are 9 strategies. The acronym is set of POLDS, okay, POLDS. It's not an English word, but it's kind of easier to remember. The first one we need to do to manage, organization and also making sure we have a healthy, leadership group and also association, is to streamline communication. It's so important. Identify a tool like a Microsoft team. I think a WhatsApp group, it's great. You have a WhatsApp group to streamline all the discussions and updates. So busy people, they cannot go to different places to look for information. So if you have everything centralized in that one area, everybody knows where to look for that, or you have designated a Google Doc and then a Google group, and then that will be good. So streamline communication and then do regular updates. So be short, the message, because busy people, you want to lead the organization. You have to be concise, making sure it's actionable email updates or newsletters. Just summarize the key decisions of what you need to do next step, and then do the calendar sharing and then the due days and everything. So people will know what to do, and then making sure it's visible to all board members, all the leaders, and then you have different chapters that streamline communication. It's extremely important. The second one we need to do is really making sure efficient meeting management. Set up a clear agenda, okay? And then making sure you stick to it. If there are some deviations that happens, that's okay. But making sure you have a timeline. Say, for this item, we set maybe 5 minutes discussion. That one, maybe 10 minutes discussion. Not too many items, but concise, clear agenda, and then use a timer to keep time so you can stay focused. And then making sure each meeting you have a brief summary of the action items. What are the things we need to follow up next before our next meeting? And then who's responsible for that? When is the due date? Be clear, be short, be sweet. That's important. The third strategy that I think, and then you need to, I'm trying to, okay, you admit people, task delegation. You have a big association. You have tasks. You cannot have one person does it all. That's impossible. Okay, and then clarify roles. Okay, so the board member, each member should have a clear role based on their strengths and availability. Some maybe do event planning, other do sponsorship, membership recruitment, or content creation. You have those roles. And then committees. And I know you have subcommittees for different aspects of organization, as I mentioned. And in this way, you don't get burned out. However, the president of the committee will kind of oversee everything, but he will have like a core executive member and to help with other technology. Nowadays, technology is so helpful. You can leverage project management tools like Excel sheets. It's helpful to track what we have done, what are the things we need to do, and then Asana to assign and tracking tasks with Google Doc. These are all wonderful tools to use. Task delegation. The next one is optimized event plan. What does that mean? You making sure that you develop standardized templates for common tasks, and then you have that, and then market budget. The good thing about when you track everything, when you do at the end of the year, you want to do report, everything is there. Save time. If everybody is so busy, you cannot go back say, did we need last time? What did we talk? You don't have to scratch your head and do that. So everything is there. And also, sometimes if you have time-intensive tasks, something requires a lot of time. If it's possible, I know hiring a part-time might be hard if you don't have that budget, but also use volunteers to help some tasks. And students, our students, they will be future teachers. Recruit them to help. They'll be happy to help. And then early planning, that's also very important to manage tasks, not the last minute. So we kind of like scramble everything. So optimize event planning. It's important. That's the fourth strategy. I'm going to share 9 strategies, and then we open up for Q&A. And then collaboration. As a board, to make the board harmonious, working together, you have these feedback loops, create opportunities for board members to share ideas, feedback on projects and initiatives. Because people are so brilliant. All of you are so creative. Many people have great ideas. We need to be a good listener. Listen to people's, feedback and feed forward. And then, these things, and then constructive suggestions, and then bring that to the board. Hey, I heard somebody mention a great idea. And then this is, how about we change this and then to make this more fun or more meaningful? And then team building. Sometimes occasional informal meeting, in person or virtual, it's really helpful to strengthen relationship, improve collaboration, and also recognize milestones, acknowledge contributions, and then to keep the morale high. I'm going to mention that more in later. Yeah, collaboration is so important. Yeah, because everybody is volunteering. We have limited time. If we don't feel it's fun, it's meaningful, and we are a great community, not only to collaborate, also to support each other. And then that's the meaning. I joined TESOL because I feel TESOL is my professional family. A lot of issues that I cannot share at my workplace. But I can reach out to my TESOL friends and then share the dilemma and share the things that we, the frustrations or the successes and what we have done well and everything. And get, advice, get insight from your TESOL colleagues, from your Kenya ECAP colleagues, so that help you keep going. The next one that I think is important is prioritize professional development. Nowadays, there are so many events and webinars and things going on. You need to prioritize, okay? I'm so glad that you are doing this workshop for board members, a series of workshops for board members to develop leadership and then do brief training. So I'm not going to be long. I'll talk about 35 minutes and I will open it up for Q&As and then we wrap it up. You're all busy and then so you can spend the night with your family or do your other work. And then to do those sessions to enhance your leadership skills and also engagement. Engagement is so important. You can include somebody here. If people don't feel they're part of the community, they won't be engaged. So we want to have build engagement. And then bring guest speakers like what you did today. It's excellent. Okay, to share events. And then some idea from outside. Hot topics. Identify and organize some hands-on hot topic workshops for board members, making sure they are managed. That's very important. Maybe you want to have some, workshops on how to use a certain technological tools. Get a short workshop and hands-on, and then some ideas like what we did today, and then organizational management, and then development. The 7th strategy is to oversee finance wise, because I'm sure you have a budget, so you develop Excel or special software to track income expenses for the project. Budget templates is important, and then if you have grant, Yes, if you have a grant and a grant applications, and also seek for funding sources outside, and then get some, government support, sponsorship, or non-professional organizations, or somewhere to support your event, to get donations and things to make an event, to make your organization, and then you can have enough resources to develop projects or initiatives, and also making sure your financial report is transparent. Because members are going to ask, how we spend the money? The money is on what? You have these financial summaries with the board regularly to remain the trust with members and also with your board members. That's important. The eighth strategy is to leverage membership and community support. Remember, board members are board members, busy like anybody else. And you cannot do things alone. You need to involve your members and then involve them, invite them to join you to do some projects through like survey, volunteer opportunities, or do focus groups. Because especially your students, they are potential teachers and they love to get engaged and then develop their leadership skills. Partnership is important. Local schools, universities, business, communities, and you can co-host the events. And then in that way, you don't have to, spend all your resources. And then your partners will have some maybe resources and they can help support those events. And social media, making sure your events is very well advertised. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, WhatsApp, these are great tools to use. And then word of mouth. I know sometimes word of mouth never underestimate the power of word of mouth to promote events. We have this social media. We also have word of mouth say, oh, this is a great event. Come. Yeah, you're going to learn a lot and join it. In that way, you engage people. You bring friends. They trust you and then will come to you. That's the eighth strategy. The last one, develop a long-term vision and then strategic plan. Oh, I think I have one more. Making sure you have a strategic plan. I know the Africa ELT Association has a strategic plan. TESOL has a 3-year strategic plan. Every 3 years, we redevelop another 3-year strategic plan. That strategic plan will have a clear, actionable, plan outline. What is the association's goal for the year, and then visit that regular, or maybe for 3 years, whatever would be the focus, and then also document those activities, clear record of past projects, events, and then you can see, okay, last few years we did a lot of this. Looks like here is an area we have not touched. Maybe for the next strategic plan, we can focus more on that, the area that we have not addressed, but it's in great need. Remember, we say we want to, making sure we create equity, access, creativity, and the inclusion, and all this EDIA, and we making sure that all members' voices, and especially the members in the remote areas, they may have more needs than people in the major city. So making sure you plan things around that area. Succession plan. Mentor, identify future leaders within the association. Provide continuity. That's very, very important. Cultivate leaders. Start from young leaders, and then age is not an issue. You can have leaders like 80 years old, 70 years old. That's fine, but also young ones, 20s, 30s, 40s. They are in their prime time. They are full of energy, full of passion. They love to, get involved and help out. 10, I have 10 strategies. That's what I remember. It's self-care and very important. It's very easy to get burned out if you are not careful. You need to balance the work, the professional association, and the family. Don't forget, you have a family. I remember When I was young, I was going through tenure process. I I had two young children, but my kids suffered the most. I put priority my work, my profession, association, and then the third one is my family. Now I think if I could, I may have to rebalance this. All three are important. I should not ignore my family because sometimes I lock my kids in the room, say, don't answer any phone, don't open the door, wait until mom come home, and the mom won't be home until hours later. So yeah, you don't do that. You really have to take care of your family. Yeah. Incorporate laughter and fun. When you have board meetings or you have something, if it's not on Zoom, even on Zoom, you can kind of have some like a virtual food, maybe some snacks, and then have some themed, the snacks. Okay, you say, now the new year is coming. We bring something represent our local, our region, our chapter, the lovely food that we have, or something fun. Bring that. It's just like an icebreaker before the meeting. Everybody show something on the Zoom, and then you take a screenshot, and then that will be a nice piece for your newsletter. So these are all fun things we need. We are doing serious business, but we need to mix with fun and humor and then, jokes and things. So lighten the moment, boost the morale, and make the meetings more enjoyable for everybody. That's also important. And also, another thing is we all matter. Sometimes people look down upon us because the way we look, the way we speak English, or whatever. Don't let this disturb you. Because I am Asian. I speak still with my Chinese accent, speaking English with, but I'm proud of my accent. That's my identity. If I don't speak with my accent, how can people know that's Yilin talking, not Jane, not Thomas, not Mary, or not other people? That's my identity. There's nothing to be ashamed of. That as long as we can communicate clearly and firmly. So care for each other. Yes, because we live in this world. There's so many injustices. We have to build integrity, care for our own members, care for our own community. We care for each other. I care for you. You matter. We all matter. These are the things we need to remember. You matter. When you have an issue, I listen. I hear you. You have pain. I feel your pain. You have a joyful moment. I'm so happy. I'm also happy. That made my day. These are the things we need to offer to each other. Understand each other. Support each other. That's the thing. Celebrate milestones and achievement. Sometimes, and then some people have some important maybe a 5-year wedding anniversary. You can make an announcement and say, hey, and then say, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. And then some achievement, you got a recognition from your work. And then share that with your board. And then if your board got recognized by African ELT Association or by TESOL, share that. Somebody's proposal get accepted to present at the TESOL or any another association or annual conference, share that. These are the short, brief moments that cheer people up. Don't forget, so we are a community. We have to last for generations, right? So in this way, you can really reduce the pressure of formal meetings, build a stronger connections, and maintain a healthier, more enjoyable working dynamic among the association. Because work outside is already stressful during the workplace. And then there are a lot of headaches, troubles you need to troubleshoot as teachers. You have to do problem solving all the time. So use the board to be your, supporting family to help you that you can trust and you can relax and you can gain energy and then you can build a hope and build confidence and build a strategy to keep moving and to keep growing and both professionally and academically and personally. So these are the 10 strategies that I shared. And here are some of the tools that you can use. Nowadays, technology is amazing. It's everywhere you can use. So these are the tools. You can take a screenshot or whatever, and then a lot of good resources because we're not alone. One of the beauty is technology is connecting the world, make the world see. You're in Nairobi and then you're in Kenya, in different parts of Kenya. I'm in Seattle. We can still talk, right? So this is the beauty of technology. Take a full use of that. Here are some of the tools, project management tools, TESOL specific resources. TESOL International Association has a resource center, has a lot of wonderful resources on managing local affiliates and then leadership and things. You can check. IATEFL also has so many useful tools. That website is free. You can access. Or some resources are only for members, but I'm sure your board, you have some TESOL members, ask them to access the resources, share with you. And then some, professional development, like Board Source has lots of great ideas. Or idealist.org, these are all wonderful places. And then you can use. And then like Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, they all have different courses. Cloud Source. You use SurveyMonkey, I'm sure, Google Form to do those things. Okay, TechLab or Miro and Jamboard. These are all good, brainstorm session and the website you can use. They are free. Many of them are free. They have free version and they have paid version. You just use free version, that's plenty. And then here, these are the resource. And also volunteer match, that's like larger project. If you want to have somebody, they can enter their data. But we don't use it, I think, for. And then TechSoup, National Council of Nonprofits, they have some good strategies and tips. You can access to that, okay? And then Nonprofit Times, and then Eventbrite, okay? And then these are the things you can all use that. So I finished my brief, concise. I hope it's helpful. So the acronym is set of codes. Now you remember the 10 strategies and also the tools. Any questions for me? Anybody has questions? You can put in the chat. So I can, okay. And then I can stop sharing and yeah, we do Q&A later. Okay, and then this is my, thank you. Okay, that's the picture with Jane, you remember? And then here is with your former president, and then we met at the TESOL, right? Yes, this was my when first TESOL Africa. At that time, it's not Africa ELT. TESOL Africa had a conference, and then that was in Sudan. I think I was invited to be a plenary speaker. So, and then we took a picture together. And next year, I think TESOL ELT conference will be in Tanzania, right? I submit a proposal. I would love to go. Maybe I'll meet many of you there, and then to see you again. This was another one that was in Khartoum. No, not Khartoum. This was in the place like the place of no return. That was in, where is that? This was another TESOL Africa conference. The place skipped me. If you mention, that's where Mawa was based. Mawa South was based, that place. Yeah. So this was my presentation. And then we go back to Q&A. So I'm going to stop sharing screen so I can see you there. Okay.
Thank you so much. We have really good chats. The chat box is quite active here and people are really appreciating. Yes, we have Isaac who says, beautiful presentation and a good acronym set of bolds. Then we have Rukia. Thanks for the great. Then Nancy says, thank you for the lovely presentation. Elizabeth says, a very informative presentation. Thank you so much. Roger says, a resourceful session. Then we have Judith who's saying, what an amazing and enlightening presentation. We have Antonin. Nice to hear from you, Doc. Then we have
Uh-huh.
Josephine, such a senior presentation. Yes, yes, someone is
Thank
asking about the
you.
slides. He will
Uh-huh.
share the slides.
Yes. Yeah.
Then we
I'll
have
be happy to
Roger.
share the slide. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Then we have Rogers. The
Yeah.
future of associations are in the hands of young members. They have to
Mhm.
be nurtured. Mm.
Yes.
Then
Mm.
Josephine says, thank you. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Anyone who'd like
Any
to
questions
open?
for me? Yes.
Mhm,
Any
mhm.
questions for me? Oh, great. Love you all. Yes. Uh-huh.
Thank you. I personally, I feel thank you so much for sharing your story because it resonates with so many of us. I like that part where you said you have to balance. We have to balance. We are busy people, but we also need to also consider our families. Despite being a leader, we also have other responsibilities. So thank you so much for sharing that, which is very important coming from you. Yes.
Thank you.
Then
Thank
someone is
you. Yeah.
asking, could you
Oh,
share
okay.
a few tips on how to identify burnout? That's a good
Oh,
question.
okay. Good question. Burnout, the first sign is you become impatient. You you feel that you are so impatient. Some small things that
Mhm.
tricks you, you're getting so angry, upset, easily, irritated. And then that's a first sign that you feel maybe there are so many things in my mind that I lose my cool. You really have to breathe. If that's the first sign, it's you lose your patience. You become irritated, and then small things make you upset. The second thing is you lose sleep. You're so tired, exhausted. But once you're in bed, your brain is going somewhere else, gazillion things going on. You know, now it's a sign of burnout. And then you feel tired all the time. When this happened to me a lot when I was young, going through all this process. Because right now I'm retired. I'm a professor emerita. So, and then I can, going back to see my life, there are a lot of things I knew that at a many point that I burned out. But, and then you need to know how to get back. And also, when this happens, if you feel that you get irritated, and I talk about the sign of the, burnout. And if you feel you get irritated, you remind yourself, okay, I need to keep my mouth shut, not saying anything. Find a place to breathe. So collect your thoughts. You say, maybe I'm on the verge of burnout. I need to reevaluate what's most important thing I need to do first. Or if I can, maybe I should take a sick leave. Some universities, they give you free sick leave, because we have sick leave you accumulated. We also have, like our university, 3 personal days. No reason. You can take personal and still get paid. If you have that, take advantage of that. Take a day off. That will help a lot. And then also, if you have a supportive spouse, like husband or wife, or somebody you can trust, or boyfriend or girlfriend, go cry on the shoulder. Okay, even if you just cry, or go just say, let's go and then have some meal together, nice meal together, and then sit down and then relax. If you have trouble sleeping, I found that melatonin is not a drug. Melatonin is a plant. You just eat 5 mg, 1 pill of melatonin, and before you go to bed, don't swallow, just like a sugar, like a candy, and then put it in the mouth, and then and then you can fall asleep. Help you sleep. Drink some calm teas. In Africa, we have so many tea that help you sleep. And then if you feel that you have so many things that on your mind you cannot handle, learn how to say no polite. I know when you are young, you're still like developing your career. You are on the tenure process. It's hard for you to say no to people. So you need to learn how to say no. If not no, at least say, give me more time, get extension for some tasks so that you have time to breathe. You won't burn out. I hope those tips are helpful. And okay, the second question that Antonio, okay, saying, how can members ensure that they speak with one voice? Okay. Can we speak with one voice? This one. You as a board, first, if you have some important issues, you want all members to speak with one voice, you need to convey that message clearly to all members and also laid out the rationale why it's so important that we need to speak with one voice on this important issue. Many issues, members don't have to speak with one voice. They can speak their own voice. They can issue diverse voices. It's a beauty. It's nice. We need to have diverse voices. But for some important issues, you want everybody to convey the same message so there's no confusion. So you need to set, a clear rationale. Explain to members why this is so important. We have to have one voice so that we can move forward. Give them the reason, convincing reason. They can buy in. If they don't buy in, they don't speak. They just keep quiet. You may have only one person speak, one voice, but that's not what you want. You want a unified voice. That's what we want, right? Yes. Okay. That's something that you need. Other times, diverse voices are beautiful. I love diverse voices. In my classroom, I love my students to chat. The noisier the classroom is, the happier that I am. I know they are engaging, they are talking. And they can speak their own language when they share ideas and when they do things. But once they do presentation, they have to use target language, English, to do presentation, right? Only some keywords they can switch to their language. Yes. Okay, next one. I think Rogers have a question. Involving members is good, but sometimes members can be so slow to respond. Yes, that's right, especially when key issues are to be made with some given timeline. How do you go about that? Okay. Not all members are slow. I know some members are slow. And some members need more time to process information. And maybe some of the things that maybe the board think it's important, we need to make a decision. But for members, they may think that's not that important. So it's our job to make sure the members also see this item, the decision that needs to be made, it's important to them. Everything you need to relate to what's that for them. If we make a decision about this thing, what will benefit members? Once they know, oh, this is something related to me. Let's say if you have a budget item, you need to have members' approval in order to adopt the budget. And then you can say, hey, next year we're going to organize this activity. Without the approval of the budget, we cannot do those things. And also we have scholarships, remember, that will help you to go to those events. If you don't approve the budget, we cannot go. And people say, okay, that's related to me, and I better vote. And also, you say, okay, elections. Okay, elections coming, please vote for the members you want to be elected on the board. And then you have those things, you say, we really have to have a stronger board. The board will do things for you. And then you want to be happy, you want to feel you have been learning a lot. You need to have all these good board members. We have all these people on the slate. Find the one that I think will really help you develop, grow in your field, and then make you stronger to be a better teacher and also be a future leader. Trying to relate the messages that you want people to vote. 3 bullets, no more. Don't write a 5-page essay. Nobody has time to read that. Short bullet with something catching phrases. Hey, and then they understand. Oh, okay, this is something that really is helping me. So I better vote. I better get involved. So those are the things that you can do to think and be creative. And also word of mouth. Remember, you know members. You know your members. You're not isolated on the board by yourself. You don't live in vacuum. Also tell people that you know, hey, remember, we need to make decisions. These are the timeline. Go do this. Okay, here are some great projects. Go. Yeah, the timeline is approaching. Do that. So multiple approaches that will help you. I hope this is helpful. Next question: what considerations does one have to make in the process of agenda setting? Oh, setting agenda. That's a good question. You as a board, you know what are the priorities. If you're a brand new leader, you need to set the agenda as the first time, right? You can take a look at last year's meeting agenda, how they set up the agenda, what are the issues have been discussed, what are the new things that you as a new leader you want to do this year, and then you can put down the agenda item. Don't put too many. Don't put too many, and then you lose track, you lose priority. Focus on a few, and maybe and then you can ask the people to brainstorm. You say, hey, we're going to have a meeting on such and such day. If you have an agenda item, send it my way. If you are the one that putting together the agenda, people will submit items. Sometimes people just submit 1 or 3. Hallelujah, great. Your life is easy. Okay, you have a few things. And then you can put things that you like to be on the agenda, incorporate others. Sometimes people submit a long list of things that you cannot accommodate. You group them. You can group them, categorize it. And then you say, okay, some of the things we can put it for next meeting. We can discuss. And then talk to the person. Say, hey, great item, agenda item, but we have a tight timeline. We won't discuss this time, maybe for next meeting. So that people know that their input, it has been recognized, acknowledged. So that otherwise, people sending you agenda items, you always ignore, you have no follow-up. People say, what the heck, I should do that. No, anyway, my voice is not heard anyway. Why bother? You don't want to develop that mentality. So you ask the people, sending the agenda, not the 5 minutes before the meeting. I have a new agenda item. No. 3 days before the meeting. And then cut the deadline, making sure 3 days before. Anything submitted before beyond 3 days, sorry, we cannot accommodate. And then we have to maybe remember to submit the next time. Set a clear deadline. You don't scramble with last minute, still adjusting agenda, because some people submit a last minute item. Board members tends to do that when I serve on the way. So because like my Washington State Association, I was the president there. Some people last minute, I have an important item, making sure you put it on. I said, I'm sorry, I sent out the message 3 days. Okay, if you have an important item, maybe we can put it like other issues. If we have time, we discuss. If we don't, put for the next meeting agenda. Be clear. And also, don't be a doormat. Let people step over you. And then be firm, collaborative, listen, reasonable. Because you have timeline there so that you can set up a good meeting agenda, I'm sure, and do it. And then the considerations, timeline, the importance, prioritize not your priority. You hear from the board members, what are the issues based on your strategic plan? What are the things you need to discuss first? And then something that time sensitive, maybe another association want to collaborate with you for some event next month. You have only monthly meeting, you cannot wait. So that item needs to be on the agenda. So these are the things you need to consider for the meeting agenda. Next one, share a moment when you had to think on your feet in order to save a situation. Oh, I have so many. I have so many. I have so many those kind of moments that I have to think in order to save the situation. I have so many. Let me share. Okay. Okay, this is a great question. Okay. I can talk about a teaching moment. Okay, let's talk about a teaching moment. Okay. Oh, somebody wants to join. Can I admit that person? Okay, yeah. We have an event because in the classroom, right? 'Cause like first week, we always do this icebreaker, ask the people to share their family, bring their family photo, and then to talk about who they are, self-introduction. So I did the same thing because when I was teaching. So, and the first day we did introduction and then say, and tomorrow, please everybody bring your family photo and then let's share your family photo and talk about your family. I thought that would be building community, people and know each other about their family. And then one student, an older student, didn't bring anything to the classroom. Everybody was talking and he was quiet. So I approached him. I said, "Hello, what happened to you? And you didn't have a family photo." He said, "All my family members were killed." The class dropped quiet. At that moment, everybody was quiet. Could I go on with introducing your family members? No, I can't. That's the moment that I had to stood on my feet to think. I need to save the situation because he has such a painful experience. He's a refugee. He escaped his country by himself. All his members were killed during the, the uprising, the war. He came here alone, no family pictures. I cannot cause more pain to him. So I immediately stopped talking. And then we started talking about the war. Why we need more peace. We need more love in this world. And then we talked about this class. It's a family. We can build a family. It's a community. I think everybody shared that, yes, we need to take the class as a family. And then everybody said, "We are your family members." Okay, and I told that the older student. The student smiled. And then we build a community. Sometimes you really have to stop what you're doing and then change the topic to something more meaningful. If we keep talking about the family members, ignore, because that's on my lesson plan. That's the thing that, the curriculum said we have to share family, the main family members and things. The student, I bet he's not going to show up next day. It's so painful for him. It's already traumatic for him to escape the country, come here. We can only build more love, understanding, and making sure that he feels that this is the welcoming environment for him to study, to establish himself in North America. We can now cosmo help him. So those are the moments. And also I can share another moment. It's at a meeting. It was at a meeting. I was chairing the meeting. Yes, okay. I was chairing the meeting. And then all of a sudden, somebody burst into tears. And then I felt strange. And then so we stopped a moment. And I went to that person. I said, "What happened? Could you maybe let me know alone, or you want to share with the whole group?" He said, "I want to talk to you alone." So I went. I said, "Please give me 1 second." And I was chairing the meeting. "Just give me 1 second. You can take a recess for 5 minutes and I will be right back." So I took that person outside. And then she told me she was breaking up with her boyfriend. It was very emotional, very painful. Her boyfriend cheated on her. These are some issues not related to the meeting, but it's personal. I said, "I'm so sorry this happened, but maybe it's a good thing you caught him now before you get married. Otherwise, it'll be troublesome. You have to go through the whole nasty process." I say, "It's good that you know this person. He's not loyal to you. He doesn't deserve you. You move on. You're such a wonderful person. You will find a better partner in the future." And then just encourage him. I say, if you are really very upset and you can leave meeting early, and then we will have meeting summary. You can read meeting minutes, and then you don't have to be here. In that way, her emotion is not going to affect others, and it's her private issue. She doesn't want me to share. I didn't say anything. And then when people came back and she went home to rest, I just said, "Well, she had a tough day. It's a very difficult situation. I hope that you just send some love and a hug to her, and then, don't push her for what happened. Let her, if she wants to let you know what happened, she will tell you. If not, just leave it. And then she will be better. She's such a beautiful, wonderful person. Don't worry. And then we proceed meeting as usual. In that way, you don't interrupt the whole thing and stop everything. So some of the things we really have to, when you have that moment, you collect your resources, whatever the tool, whatever you have, be yourself, say, what's the best solution in that particular moment? If you don't know how to handle it, talk to another person you trust in your group. You say, hey, this is something happening. How should I handle it? And then the person may give you some advice. Or you can come to me. You have my email. You can WhatsApp me, say, hey, this something happened. Help me, Yilin. Okay, I'm older. I can share my personal opinion. How do you deal with diverging views that members that negatively affect the growth of the association? We always have negative members. That's the world. Look at the world. How many strange things, crazy things happen. Yes, okay. Some views for members. They must have their personal reasons if they send such nasty views about the association. Don't take it personally first. Do not take it personally. And then find out what is going on. There are some negative people, individuals, not a lot. No matter what, the person won't be happy. Always find the problem. I think once you really approach that person, and once that happens, notice who is closer to that person. And then maybe get the person closer to that to find out the reason why. Everybody become negative has a reason. Maybe it's personal, childhood trauma, or something negative with one association that he had not or she has not, kind of done with it and bring that negativity to the next association. Or maybe something is unhappy at work and try to find a place to vent, to try to release this negative feeling. People have to find a place to release their, frustration on things. Don't take it personally and find that out. And if somebody can, if somebody can, like closer to that person, can find out the reasons and then work with that person, change the views. Let the person see the value of our association. How many goodness, how many wonderful things we have done for our members, the sacrifices that all board members have made, because you are volunteer your valuable time, away from your family, from your work, from your professional development, from the time that for yourself to volunteer for the association. Why? Because you want to help the members. You want to develop the community. You want to make the association stronger. You want to just let them know the real purpose that you are doing it. Sometimes people think, oh, this is just for herself. They just want to do self-promotion for themselves. It's not. Let people see that and understand. And sometimes, if just one or two individuals really negative, there's no way you can do it. You just have to say life goes on without you, with or without. You can get on board or you can leave. You don't have to join the association. And then we have to let you stay quiet. Once you are ready to be positive, and then we welcome you back. You can do that, just individually, but rarely. Normally people have a reason. People have a reason to be negative because something that happened to them was unfair, was not, they got treated really unfairly and then badly. They need to find a place to vent on another person. So, and then find out and then deal with it. So that's my advice. Yeah. Okay. So, can we stop here?
Yes, yes,
Thank you
we
so
can.
much. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. Yes,
It's
yeah.
fun. It was
I
such
really
a
enjoy talking with you. Yeah, good.
thank you. Thank
Oh,
you,
you're
Yilin.
welcome. Good. Can everybody show your face? We take a group
Yes,
screenshot.
we take a group photo actually. Yes, please.
Yes, let's do that. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Everybody,
okay.
just put your picture, not just name. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Let's take a group picture. Maybe Jane can, and then you can send me. Yeah, you do a screenshot and send
It's
to me.
possible to take from your end. I'm really struggling to do that on my end. Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's
I'll
done.
do it. I'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Everybody, get your picture in, not just the name, and then we can do it.
Yeah,
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, it's a joy
thank
talking with
you.
you. Okay. Good. Okay. I did a screenshot. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Oh, you're
everyone.
Sorry,
welcome.
it's disabled. It's disabled. Kindly enable so that we can.
Oh, something. What is disabled?
The picture.
Video, we are not able to start the video.
Oh, somebody disabled your video. Okay, not me. I'm gonna enable video.
Thank you. Yay! I'm so
Yeah,
happy to see you.
good. Okay, Isaac, Josephine, good. Mercy, Arthur, Lillian, Judy. Okay, good. Love to see Jeffrey, Leah, Antonio. Okay, Rogers, Nancy. Good. Okay, Judy. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I'll take a group picture. Yeah, okay. Let me do